Hello and a very warm welcome to the latest episode of Simply Electric, showcasing the brand new Peugeot E-3008. We already provided you with a detailed overview, but it was the front-wheel drive model. Now it just received the all-wheel drive system upgrade. That means 2 electric motors, one positioned here on the front axle and an extra one placed on the rear axle. Combined 325 horsepower system output, and how they perform here today near Rüsselsheim, that's precisely what we're eager to dive into together with you in this classic car review, featuring a comprehensive driving report. I'd say let's not waste any time. You check again if you're part of the einfach elektrisch community. We'd really appreciate it if you supported us with your subscription. It's free for you, a big honor for us, and helps us grow the channel. Now let's get started with the brand new Peugeot E-3008. Dual motor. And as always, we'll start from the outside, start from the front, and take a look at the front section of the Opel E-3008 dual motor in Obsession. Blue metallic, which has this bluish turquoise shimmer and kind of reminds you of the Caribbean Sea, right?
Yeah, I really need a vacation, I think.
Need a break now? Ah, nice. I really like the Peugeot lion here at the front with the new Peugeot design paired with the dot. Front grille for a visually striking appearance. Peugeot does it cleverly by essentially combining electric versions with combustion engine variants. What's brilliant here are these beautiful big lion claws. I'm also a Leo by star sign, and above it there are the sleek LED headlights with the LED daytime running lights. If we glance a bit to the side, we can spot this fantastic electric SUV coupe. And here the color shines so beautifully in the Rüsselsheim light, truly captivating and impressive. The sun really highlights it, or this turquoise blue-green shade, right? In Obsession blue metallic or something like that.
Yeah, it shimmers.
At the back, we've got the sleek coupe-style design line flowing smoothly flat towards the rear, featuring an aerofoil spoiler, a subtle separation edge, and take a look here, Stefan. Thick, chunky tires, 235/50 R20. In such an aerodynamically optimized design, where naturally some might think, wow, that's impressive. Where did the good old 5-spoke rim go? The classic star design. Well, in electromobility, everything has been visually tweaked a bit, but new can also be really great, don't you think?
Right.
Because I think it fits so perfectly with this elegant line that the Frenchman has brought to the road for us here. You know what I'm talking about? The great design up front is perfectly reflected in the sleek design at the rear, featuring the stylish LED taillights. Pleasant, otherwise you can make a striking impression in the traffic with a Peugeot E-3008. Dual motor. Let's talk about the technical specifications. It's a good 4.54 meters long, 1.89 meters wide, and with the side mirrors, it's almost 2.10 meters wide. 1.64 meters is the height for comparison. I'm 1.85 meters tall, and the wheelbase is 2.73 meters. The curb weight, not quite 2.00 meters, 2 tons. Yeah, the dual motor has an electric motor on the front axle and an electric motor on the rear axle. Together, 240 kilowatts of system power, which in the old currency equals 325 horsepower, and over 500 newton meters of torque, which we'll also get to test out together later on the road to experience its performance firsthand. The E-3008 is also available with front-wheel drive in 2 battery sizes, one with 73 kilowatt hours and one with 96.9. kilowatt hours net, then as long range with 213 or 231 horsepower system power. With the dual motor, we unfortunately only get the 73 kilowatt hours net battery pack at the moment. I find that a bit of a shame, because I can imagine that some of you might have really preferred having the long range version with the dual motor option available as well, you know? Peugeot aims for a great price-performance ratio for all E-3008 models, and initially introduced the dual motor reserved for the supposedly slightly smaller battery variant. Feel free to write in the comments, because I know Peugeot also sometimes reads and screens the comments here with us. If you might also want a long-range version, then at a correspondingly higher price point. It starts at just over 60,000 euros here in Germany. But make sure to check leasing conditions, check financing conditions, because most people will lease an electric car like this. And Peugeot always offers really attractive conditions, so definitely talk to your trusted Peugeot dealer. They're widely spread across Germany, and have a detailed conversation with them. Yeah, the 73 kilowatt hour battery pack, that's why we moved to the other side, is of course being charged here on the driver's side with AC at 3-phase 11 kilowatts. and DC with up to 160 kilowatts at peak, which means that it was recharged from 10 to 80% in just over 30 minutes, making it quite fast and efficient. Can be, and that's a decent average value, as one would expect from a good 400-volt system, which the Peugeot 3008 indeed has. The obligatory look under the hood reveals that it doesn't have hood vents, but instead uses good old rods. I'm familiar with that from my '93 Golf. It's a nice story and a bit nostalgic. What I find a bit disappointing, though, take a look at how much unused space there is here, both in terms of height and across the entire vehicle width. It feels like there's room for improvement. There would definitely be potential here to integrate a frunk. Since Peugeot chose not to include one initially, I think it would be really practical for storing a charging cable or even some luggage up front in the front section. Would also be great with hood struts to make opening and closing it more comfortable. Yes, washer fluid is also filled up, 12-volt battery, air conditioning, brake functionality, and so on and so on. Now let's see how he sounds, right?
3, 2, 1, let's hear how it sounds, shall we?
In its competitive market, you'll also find the Skoda Enyaq Coupe, isn't that right? Which, with an impressive 580 liters of trunk space, always hovers right at the top of the trunk space rankings, doesn't it?
Right, we keep bringing it up again.
But I can tell you, the College here offers exactly 8 liters more.
No.
We take a look here under the electrically opening rear hatch, and you will notice it provides a spacious 588 liters of cargo space. Trunk space, despite its sleek coupe design, and it should hopefully bring a genuinely enormous smile to your face. Everything beautifully lined with the finest carpet, with nice hooks to hang the shopping bag, a 12-volt socket to perhaps power a cooler bag, and of course a light on the right side, so you don't stay in the dark, right? Sensational. Not staying in the dark. Yes, there's a double floor here to, for example, stash Dado's charging cable or other bits and bobs. The very stiff and sturdy hat shelf where you can also very easily place items, very nicely place a coat on it. Many older gentlemen like to do that, or perhaps store toilet paper rolls, bobblehead dogs.
Yeah.
There it is, the German's favorite part, a hat shelf, right? Let's set that aside for now because we want to check out what else it has to offer beyond the generous 588 liters of trunk space. And here we have the lever to switch to a 20% increase in space, and it's brilliant for anyone who wants to transport long items from the hardware store, or with the dual motor, drive to the Alps for skiing and carry their skis in the car. If you need even more space, you can fold down 40% of the driver's side, and of course, 40% of the passenger side. Whoever thinks of something mischievous now, Kurt is in the way again, and instead of 588 liters, we now have a massive 1,663 liters of cargo space to work with. Wow, old Frenchman, that's absolutely insane, right?
That's quite a statement.
You can really fit a lot in there, plus it's nice with a decent width. So you could even move a small apartment with this thing.
Yeah, that's pretty insane.
Now let me try to think of something that opens up by using electric power.
Should also close electrically again.
Nope.
No, just go ahead and press the button.
Look, really smooth, really soft. Now just let it have that soft close feature, right? Very nice, right? That's high quality, that's great. There's nothing worse than an electrically closing tailgate that goes kaboom.
Right, with such a strong force.
Where we found no official data, you'll need to help us as a community. It's about the roof load. I found nothing. And regarding the trailer load, there are plenty of entries online, but I didn't find anything definitive about an optional tow hitch.
So there should definitely be an option available for a tow hitch. But figuring out exactly how much you're allowed to take in each specific area is somehow impossible to find out.
Okay, I'd recommend reaching out to the Peugeot dealer you trust the most to ensure we don't accidentally provide you with any incorrect details. Feel free, though, to share your knowledge in the comments and perhaps help the community by providing details on possible roof load limits and maybe even information on towing capacity. Okay, outside is done. Let's head inside. There, of course, we'll do the window check with you as always. We have 2 windows that are connected with a film, and hopefully we'll measure this later with the interior noise. They'll also provide a good interior noise value, ensuring a quieter and more comfortable inside environment, so you get as little outside noise coming inside as possible. Up here, a nice high-quality plastic, slightly soft and foam padded. That's important for the elbow sports enthusiasts who rest their elbows up there comfortably. And I must say Peugeot handled that really well. It's plastic, but in a specific way. gray marbled. It feels almost like fabric. It's a really cool and unique material choice. Then here, there's also a plastic trim, a bit illuminated again. I think there's even ambient lighting built in. Then we've got the window and mirror controls right here. Here again, a bit of a harder plastic surface, but nicely textured. Here's a nice synthetic leather piece with a double seam, softly padded as well. And have a look at what Peugeot has included. A proper storage compartment here with carpet lining, ensuring nothing big can rattle or clatter around inside.
Das ist toll.
But we're always honest, they completely forgot about the inside. So they did the outside part right, but they clearly saved on the inside.
Ah, ja.
Well, never mind. Down here, nice plastic, finely textured. That's something I can truly appreciate and enjoy. Here's the finished product. If the door sounds solid, Peugeot got everything right, didn't they? What Peugeot absolutely nailed was meticulously crafting every single element to be perfectly oriented towards the driver. On one hand, there was this large curved dual screen, which effectively combined the driver information display and the infotainment display into one seamless unit. The elevated placement provides an excellent view outside, ensuring optimal visibility. So here, nothing is blocked by the display. We have an excellent all-around view right here in the front, but also have all the necessary information quickly in the driver's field of vision without being overly distracted. So, in my opinion, you can actually even do without a head-up display. What do you think, Stefan?
I think it's well done, integrating the central part, like the entertainment system, so you can easily control it to the left with just a quick glance and minimal effort. Look to the right, it's all really simple. I love it.
Exactly. Then we have a nice little steering wheel, flattened at the top and bottom, with a sporty leather grip, which you can easily adjust in terms of both distance and height as needed for comfort. Here, the critic might point out, depending on height and seating position, that it could potentially obstruct the view of the upper display. Just a bit, especially for taller drivers. You'll need to try it out yourself based on your seating position. For us, or for me personally, it actually works quite well in practice. All key functions are neatly arranged here with easy-to-press buttons. It's fitted as a multifunction wheel here. This is the GT trim level. You can also see it nicely engraved on the steering wheel, so it's crafted in a very, very high quality and premium way. And this nice gray material, plastic, runs all around here, also with this line, which you can then emulate in the ambient lighting. Up here is a nice, soft, high-quality plastic. I like it very much as well. And we have down here, and it's ergonomically excellent, with a quick selection option like this. Quickly switch to media, climate, nav, phone, Apple CarPlay, or mirror your smartphone with Android Auto in the Peugeot E-3008. It's absolutely brilliant. You also have a second swipe layer that makes it incredibly easy to quickly access assistance systems, settings, and app lists with a simple swipe. Everything in a very modern, sleek tile structure. It's all smooth, all snappy, and feels super responsive. I like that very, very much. Let's do the Munich check, as always, right? Munich. I think in August we were somehow in Munich around 6 times, perhaps even a bit more than that. With Xpeng, with Cupra, with BYD. And then also for the IAA. So I don't even know, Munich is the new hotspot for car manufacturers, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So get ready for some exciting videos. Yeah, when we plot the route from Rüsselsheim here, it's not as far as from where we're starting, so it should be pretty manageable. From Neustrelitz, he not only planned the route, but also did a charging plan. What do you say to that?
Very good. Nice, just how we like it.
But the colleagues who say, no, I don't want to, they can also remove the charging station and then manually add it back, which is also an option. So, that's all possible. But you can, of course, anytime while driving, decide to just look for a nearby charging station in between, whenever it's convenient or necessary for your trip needs. And that's what many of our viewers do now, who aren't even focused on charging plans anymore, but say there are so many charging stations that they just spontaneously go by their needs. I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, maybe I need to take a quick bathroom break, so I just look for my fast charging station on the spot.
Yeah, midday heat's plenty.
Yeah, Peugeot really did a fantastic job integrating that feature perfectly here. A nice air conditioning menu where you can also quite easily manage the seat heating controls. Maybe a quick access button would have been nice because you always have to go into the menu for the seat heating or optional seat ventilation. That's something I remember from your comments in the section below when we showed the front-wheel drive model in the video. That might just be another possibility during a model update, perhaps to better meet your specific wishes. Otherwise, we definitely have a quick select function here for the rear window defroster, turning off the air conditioning and maximum cooling. And the drive mode switch, you've got Eco here for fuel efficiency and the lowest possible consumption. You have normal for everyday use, sport for a more dynamic driving experience, and with the dual motor, there's also the option to always drive permanently with both electric motors. Of course, that's brilliant, and we've already experienced with the Opel Grandland that we enjoyed the maximum power, which is built on the same platform as the E3008 and the E5008. Based on, yeah, we have a nice storage compartment here that you can close and open. I find that well done. Here there's another storage area with a lip where you can place a second smartphone as well. Missed the inductive charging pad.
Oh, can't see it.
Yes, exactly. It's good that you can also see that the phone is charging. Then we have here for loud and quiet an electric parking brake, 2 cup holders, and then here the split center armrest. I also think it's great that the passenger can easily access one side on their own when the driver's arm is resting here. Then the great storage space again. A nice big compartment. Now let me take a look. Look, it's ventilated. That means we can nicely chill our still water here.
Yep, perfect.
Or maybe even a beautiful Lundes for night driving. Yes.
Exactly, that's right.
Everything happens here in the Peugeot E3008. The highlight for me is still the panoramic glass sliding roof, which I really love to use in the spring and fall to let in the spring air or the autumn air. Then also nicely open air, so to speak, to bring it into the Peugeot. I can of course close it up whenever I feel like doing so. Absolutely no problem at all. It's optional, so for those who don't like it, they also have the option not to choose it. And we've installed sturdy thick blinds that not only block out the light, but also significantly minimize the sun exposure, ensuring we completely avoid that double hot plate effect here. For the Top Gun pilots, we've naturally designed a dedicated compartment here to securely store their Top Gun glasses. Peugeot really thought of everything inside.
Right. If I'm honest, I would have liked it if this went back a bit more. Look, it ends right in the middle of the back seat here. It could have easily gone back another 20 centimeters, you know, for the passengers.
Yeah, that would have been nice for sure, but I think it's due to the coupe-like design because the roof slopes down and eventually you'd hit the hinges for the rear hatch.
Yeah, that's it.
Such a coupe is always a bit of a compromise. The view through the passenger door shows you again very nicely the ergonomics here. Where I am sitting here, I can perfectly adjust to the car ergonomically based on my body size, and we have truly exceptional comfortable seats. The Healthy Back Association sends its regards. Here with shoulder pads, a material mix of leather, faux leather with microfiber, what the Spanish would call Alcantara, with a premium quality stitching finish, a seat extension designed for those with longer legs, and electric adjustment, Stefan. Also on the passenger side.
Alles komplett sogar.
At Peugeot, you'll be pampered. And look, there's a nice Peugeot logo right here. So maximum quality is clearly evident here as well. We have a comfort headrest that adjusts in height but not in distance. Why is that, you might wonder?
I don't know.
But there's a comfort feature with a button here. That seems a bit odd and strange, doesn't it? So, I don't know now. It doesn't work. But, well, maybe I just made a mistake in operating this thing up here. Again, a high quality plastic, then a nice glove compartment, also lined with that kind of velvet material. It also feels very high quality. Velour floor mats. The only thing might be the entry sill, which is made of a slightly harder plastic. It looks a bit simpler. Let's see if the belt here can rattle. It can indeed. Yeah, but I'd say overall it's actually quite solid and seems to be very well put together. Let's move on to the seating test in the back. I'm 1.85 meters tall, slightly built, weighing around 99.9 kilograms. And even with the coupe-like roofline, I can sit here very comfortably without hitting my head. Get in! Back here in the rear, even with the sloping roofline, I still have almost a fist's worth of headroom at my height. This is really very pleasant. The rear seats are also very comfy, including the soft padded center armrest. That 2 cup holders, smartphone holder. I would have liked them positioned a bit further forward so I wouldn't end up sitting here with my arm accidentally dipping into my own coffee. Yes, also the fabric is duplicated from front to back. Unfortunately, we have zippers here that are a bit stiff, making it harder to access the child ISOFIX. On the driver and passenger sides, I would have maybe wished for a different solution there to make it easier for you to use and handle, so to speak, in your daily routine. Then we're at the back, a nice ventilation system, which is also pretty powerful. We've added optional seat heating here on the outer rear seats, along with 2 USB-C ports and a compact storage space for convenience. And as you can see, my feet fit comfortably under the front seat. That's always an important thing to note. I've got almost a fist space here. The passenger seat is at the B pillar as always in our seat tests. The driver's seat is fully back and down. Even then, there's still some space, but for taller individuals, it might feel a bit tight.
Yeah, that must be quite snug.
Yeah, you had to compromise, slid forward a bit.
That's not like you.
Well, he likes to do that. Yes, there's also a bit of hard plastic here. Yes, and then we of course have a door panel that pretty much one-to-one duplicated except for the illuminated strip on top, which they decided to leave out this time, but I think one can live with that, so
Ja.
I think it fits well with the rear door panel as well. We're done on the outside, we're done on the inside, and now we're ready to properly experience the 325 horsepower system power and over 500 Newton meters of torque with you in the test drive. Come on, hop in, join me, and let's take the brand new Peugeot E-3008 dual motor out on the road for a real driving experience. We always test the turning radius with you to get a clear idea of how well the car, with its 4.54 meters in length, navigates through urban areas, if it does at all. And here I can very nicely cruise around Stefan with a 10.60 meter radius. And that, of course, is super practical for cruising around with you in urban areas with the car, making it really convenient and easy to navigate. We want to simulate parking here with you in the Peugeot E-3008 and explore which advanced assistance systems are seamlessly integrated into our test subject for a smooth and efficient experience. And that is a nice high-resolution rear-view camera with a guiding line feature.
Yes, even in the dark.
Sufficient light is provided. Blinking is always important so that people know where we're going and maneuvering here. And yes, we're actually almost perfectly fitting the train into the parking spot here. Or what do you say, Steph?
You handled that really well.
Yes, you did it. You could, right? Look, here we have a top view, so we don't hit the pole and can see everything clearly from this angle here now. So look, here we're almost perfectly straight. Then we have the option to glance over to the side from this exact position. Oh my God, about the rims, there are probably some of you who might not have enough experience and could end up accidentally scratching or damaging the rims in that spot. Then we have here, which I think is really good, 180-degree front camera coverage, because look, Stefan, right now there's a flat car here, but otherwise it would be tough to get out of such a tight spot. If little kids or cyclists come by without us being a danger to them in this situation. That's why I always find that important. The same obviously applies with 180 degrees at the back as well. The rear view camera, when we normally pull out just using the front camera, we even have guiding lines. It's always a suite, so you get a clear idea of how to steer the vehicle properly, right?
Right, always helpful.
So we missed the curve.
That doesn't fit.
We're now going to measure the interior noise levels together with you. At this moment, we're turning the ventilation down just a little bit while driving at a constant speed of 50 kilometers per hour. "58, 59 decibels, that's a pretty decent value. Now let's accelerate to 70 kilometers per hour. "61, 62 decibels, that's still a pretty solid value. Now let's go ahead and accelerate to 100 kilometers per hour. 65, 67 decibels, that's also a really good value. It feels like the faster we go, the quieter the Opel gets. No, the Peugeot. Am I just about to make the quick transition over to the Opel now?
I don't know either. Maybe because we're currently operating in the background at the AWD.
An Opel Grandland hit us hard.
Right, exactly.
Stellantis has a lot of really amazing cars available, but today we're mainly focusing on the Peugeot E-3008 engine. Yeah. Yes. We want to try out the assistance systems here in the Peugeot E-3008 dual motor with you. We have a very nice steering assist here with lane keeping assist that keeps the Peugeot nicely centered in the lane and also regulates the distance to the vehicle in front of us. On top of that, the car is also supposed to come equipped with a lane change assist system as well. I'm actually not even sure if our test subject has it here. He's not activating it right now.
Nope, not quite. You'd always confirm something, okay? Yeah.
Exactly. We didn't find it here now, but it could be because we're not on a highway, maybe. He doesn't allow the lane change assist in this situation. That's most likely the main reason why it's not active at the moment. It's just not enabled here. No, but let's check one more time. Nope, he only has the lane keeping assist feature turned on right now, nothing else. Okay. We definitely have an adaptive solution that includes an additional intermediate step here. That means if we now have 50 by kilometers per hour as a signal, it appears in the display, we need to confirm it by pressing OK, and only then does it begin to gradually reduce the speed for us properly. I find all of it a bit too late because now the speed is already down to 30 kilometers per hour again. We also have to confirm that with OK, and there he just reached 50 kilometers per hour. I would really prefer it if the system could just automatically handle that for us.
Actually, yes, that would definitely be helpful.
Instead of an adaptive approach, I'd honestly prefer a predictive solution, to be truthful. Predictive essentially means that the car has the advanced ability to foresee upcoming speed changes and automatically adjust its speed to precisely match the permitted limit in real time accordingly. So that we essentially drive at 50 or 30 right at the sign itself and don't just react to it as we pass by. That could be the Volkswagen Group, that could be BMW, that could be Mercedes-Benz, and that could also be another French car manufacturer. I'd really hope it, of course, makes its way into Peugeot as well, just like the others have done. We want to do a 0 to 100 test with you. Countdown, Stefan.
3, 2, 1...
Go. 6.4 seconds is the factory claim. He launches hard with the 2.2 tons. 60, 70, 90, and 100. No one is behind us. We're doing the brake check. Let's really stomp on the brakes here, holy moly. Nice deceleration, feels solid and controlled.
For sure. So, what's there? 0.50, 2.65, 0.60, 3.2, 0.100.
6.33, wow, spec below ground.
Oh yes, 100 to 0.322.
Also auch ordentliche Verzögerung für so ein schweres SUV. Da muss man sagen, Peugeot really goes all out. What we really liked about the Peugeot E-3008 is the chassis. It has a certain firmness to it, allowing you to take corners quickly without much body roll or tilt, which makes the drive feel very stable and controlled. But it's always comfortable. The French team somehow always manages to strike that perfect balance effortlessly. Yeah.
They really pull that off.
So whether it's Citroën or Peugeot, they always equip their cars with fantastic suspensions, ensuring you can truly experience the best in travel comfort and enjoy exceptionally smooth, stress-free rides. And still, in the situations where it really matters, you also get to enjoy a proper level of firmness. We want to accelerate hard here with 325 horsepower, 511 Newton meters, 120, 140, and we keep pushing the pedal, 150. And it's giving nice forward thrust. 170 kilometers per hour is almost reached, but unfortunately we have to brake now. It does have a top speed of 180 kilometers per hour, which is truly quite impressive indeed, isn't it? That was a bit of a harder cut there. Let's see how it handles the corner, because according to our navigation system, we've got to make a U-turn right here. But I have to say, it handles it elegantly. Strong recuperation, adjustable in 3 stages via the steering wheel rockers. A really great feature. And here in the corner as well, I think it really does a great job here with the compromise between comfort and road holding. It's moving along nicely again, sticks well to the throttle, and here we go hard into a highway ramp again. We want to push a bit, but with the AWD we're performing nicely around the curve and giving it a good push, even though we're limited to 120 kilometers per hour again. So what do we conclude about the dual motor? It's clear that it delivers a strong and balanced performance, handling both the smooth stretches and the aggressive turns with ease. The power distribution feels spot on, and even when you're pushing it, the car remains composed and responsive. It's a setup that really shines when you need both control and confidence on the road. So up to 140, 150 kilometers per hour, it's really quick, not just to 100, but even up to 160 kilometers per hour. After that, it might get a bit slower at the top end, but let's be honest, who really wants to push it to the absolute limit with an electric SUV coupe anyway, right?
Oh, not at all. And I'd say it's absolutely sufficient for that. You can also take the corners a bit faster, as we just saw. It handles everything very smoothly. Well, it takes it well.
I think most of you would cruise along beautifully and elegantly, enjoy the driving comfort, maybe use the fantastic assistance systems for support in the semi-autonomous mode, and simply embrace life à la française to the fullest.
Yeah, this is simply electric. Ollie on the rise, plug in, turn it up.
Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Yes, the room acoustics are nice as well. Yeah, definitely.
Rolling down the highway, lights are shining bright. Feel the future coming, no smoke in the night. He's the man with format, charging up your mind. Simply electric.
It's fun, definitely. And you can really crank it up loud and enjoy the full sound experience. By the way, that's our brand new song, and we've added the link for you right in the video description below. And it slaps really hard in the vocal, doesn't it? It's so much fun.
After the sound comes the travel comfort. And to determine the travel comfort with you in the best possible way, we teamed up and partnered with a high probability, a neutral medium on board, and that has been for over 5 years. It's calibrated, verified, meets the standard, BSO standard. I'm not even sure what other standard. All present and Mr. Steffens' popometer. Now let's take a moment and see how it's currently registering today in the dual motor.
Yes, and I'll start as always with the seats. They're incredibly comfortable, letting you sit back, unwind, and fully relax in no time at all. I have a nice side support, it holds the thighs.
And a working group for a healthy back.
AGR, the Association for a Healthy Back, that's precisely what they represent. And I can adjust them electronically in every possible direction. Up, down, left, right, whatever. Just about like that. It's really absolutely fantastic. We already talked about the suspension. Driving this car feels incredibly smooth and totally stress-free. It's kind of smooth in a coupe-like way. It's a lot of fun. It also takes fast corners very relaxed thanks to the all-wheel drive and everything. I like it. I'm into it.
Yes, I can only completely agree with Steffens. Highly engaging presentation and fully confirm that statement for sure. Well, I'm really becoming more and more a fan of Peugeot, I have to say. So, I'm learning to truly appreciate and love Peugeot in a completely different way through electromobility, as they say. Not least because they have the lion, my zodiac sign, within them, and with the dual motor, it really amplifies my performative side in a way that feels perfectly aligned with who I am.
Right, exactly so.
1000 Metern.
And in the end, you might not even want to sit so flat on the ground anymore, but instead enjoy cruising around comfortably. And I think especially for cruising comfortably on long distances, occasionally combined with a little charging break after a few hundred kilometers, it's really enjoyable, likely off to France.
I agree with you.
Let's get to the conclusion with the Peugeot E-3008. Dual motor, and I have to say, I'm really impressed by the power. The 511 Newton meters, 325 horsepower, they really make it enjoyable with this 2.2-ton electric SUV coupe and lift. It brings the E-3008 to a whole new performance level.
Yes, that's correct.
Otherwise, we have a great material mix in the interior here. I think it's a very, very nice exterior design, which is pleasantly different from the common vehicles we usually see on the streets. And inside here, it also offers plenty of space, especially with the 588 liters in the trunk, which really places it among the top contenders in its vehicle class. The price is 60,000 euros. Personally, I would have preferred it to also be available as a long-range version, equipped with the larger 96.9 kilowatt-hour battery pack. Especially on those long distance trips like when we go skiing in the Alps, having more battery capacity would have been really useful. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments because I'm aware that Stellantis has the potential on this platform, even with the larger battery pack, to deliver dual motor options for you. But they were a bit cautious about whether the price combined with the larger battery might not be appealing for some because naturally a certain volume needs to sell through such a series production to make it economically viable and sustainable.
Yes, we've already got that.
So I'm curious to see how you'll rate it in the comments. Otherwise, we can only advise you don't be put off by the gross list price, which starts at well over 60,000 euros. But make your way to your nearest Peugeot dealer, see if you share our impressions, and have them calculate a great leasing, financing, or cash purchase price for the E3008. It's definitely worth taking the time to explore your options and check it out in person. I think one or two of you will find what you're looking for and maybe then can call the Peugeot E-3008 your very own. And that brings us to the end of today's video. Feel free to share your thoughts and opinions on the brand new E3008 from Peugeot with the dual motor in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, we'd of course be thrilled if you could give it a thumbs up and share some love with us here. Otherwise, feel free to check if you're part of the Simply Electric community. If not, we'd be happy if you supported us with your subscription. It's free for you, but a huge help for us to grow the channel. Then we'll also see each other regularly for the latest electric car videos. Thank you so much for watching, stay healthy, and see you very soon. Yours, Ollie. Imagine if he didn't have a shark castle builder now.
That would still look really cool on a coupe or something along those lines, like a sleek and stylish design for sure, honestly.
I find it a bit distracting. As far as I'm concerned, the technology could also be in the body, in the side mirrors, in the window, but
Emma.
apparently the car manufacturer still somehow finds it quite sexy, as it seems.